again, I want to welcome each and every one of us. Your zeal and your enthusiasm in studying and learning is something that we value most. We urge you to keep it up. Don't realize the sky is your limit. We are starting the class immediately. Please pick up your books and let us drive together.
Okay.
Welcome on board. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Lonsington. We just have to go straight to the point. I've already asked if they have any questions from yesterday, but it looks like we don't have any questions, so we can start straight away. Good. Now, today, I can't hear you. Okay, right. I think there's problem with the connection, so I will just start off. Yesterday, I asked the last question. I said, can you give me an example of leadership? And my answer was, leadership skills examples includes the ability to be flexible, build trust, emphasize, communicate, give and receive feedback, actively listening, be patient, solve problems, delegate, resolve conflicts tactfully, manage time wisely, maintain consistency, and adapt, motivate employees to do their best. If you don't get many things yesterday, this is just a recap of an example of a leadership in any sector. Welcome, Ambassador Agnes. Thank you so much for joining us. But today, we are changing the gear. Today, we're going to be talking about another topic, which is very, very essential. So, the topic for today is project management for health administrators. I believe I'm also in the position to be able to share my inspirational nugget of wisdom on this topic. Why? Because presently I work as an administrator in the hospital. And before then, I've been a PA to the director of NHS, one of the director of NHS, and most of the project managers works under this particular director. So I watch them closely, how they are carrying on their projects. So with that knowledge, and also the knowledge of being receiving or educated to the level of administrator, NVQ level 3, and also BA in business and management, I believe I will be able to share, like I said, my own is to share my inspirational nugget of wisdom, because that is what I stand for. Or if you want the technicality of this project, I mean, this topic on diploma, you should have been listening carefully, attentively on Telegram and WhatsApp since Monday. So this will be my closing up of this program. So let's look at it as if it is an ice cake, no ice on the cake. And that is what I want to share. Right, let's move quickly. I can't see anybody opening their camera. I believe they are here. That's fine. When I start asking questions, I want my chat box to be full for people to quickly respond to me, because we have short period to share with you. So what is project management in healthcare? What is project management in healthcare? Please because I know you've been a great scholar. Can you please type on the chat box? Tell me about the project management in healthcare. Quickly, quickly, quickly. I have Innocent, Afolabi, Christian, Agnes. I have so many people, great leaders. Malison, Daniel, Prince, Ave, Patience, and Dr. Lonson. Okay, so quickly, I believe I'm not just speaking. I believe I'm facing the great scholars of the world. And I believe that they will be able to respond to what I just said. So what is project management? Because if you cannot tell me by now, I wonder what you've been learning since Monday. So can somebody break the ice and tell me quickly? Can somebody quickly tell me what is project management? Because I know that one of our great leaders has already taught us since Monday. Does that mean that project management has not been... Okay, project management in healthcare refers to the planning, organizing, controlling of healthcare projects to achieve specific goals and objectives while ensuring quality, safety, and efficiency. Thank you so much, Prince Ave. I really appreciate that. Any other person? Okay, right. Just as Prince Ave have said, I just want to just to add to what she said. Project management in healthcare is an organizational process that improves how medical facilities function. Its purpose is to resolve issues in the current operational and implement policy that enhance patient care and foster positive relationship with stakeholders, which is very, very important. In a nutshell, what we are saying is that project management in healthcare had a set of people gathering together to want to see the sustainability of the healthcare and how can we improve our services to our patients or our healthcare or the way we do things. So that is it. Patient and project management. Thank you so much, Afolabi. Project management is the organization planning and executive of the particular project and its resource. Thank you so much. Christian, you stated project management in healthcare includes planning and control the health care system. Great. I believe that Dr. Lonson will be so happy to see that you are responding so that we haven't wasted any of your time throughout. I believe that you are one way or the other, there's been a lot of assessment somewhere. So that is why I'm also like trying to wake you up and see what you've learned so far, because I want to learn from you. Remember, I didn't have time to join the Telegram because I was always on my transit from work. And at the same time, even the WhatsApp this time around, I'm not too sure they share many for us there to learn. So what types of project management is used in healthcare? A project management methodology is a guiding framework that determines how you, as a practice, plan and execute your project. How you practice, how you plan, and how you execute execute your projects. Most healthcare companies use one of these three methodologies to steer their efforts: the waterfall methodology, the agile methodology, or the hybrid methodology. I think we're just going to mention one on this planet because of the time. So we have the agile, we have the waterfall, and we also have the hybrid methodology. methodology. Okay. So, what is the best project management style then for healthcare? Agile project management in healthcare. To me, that is the best. Why did I say that? The agile methodology can work better than waterfall for many healthcare projects because healthcare works and processes can have numerous and constantly changing variables. So agile can help healthcare project management team easily adjust to those changes. Remember, I stand for mindset is everything. So let's apply that mindset to what we're talking about. So if you are talking about agile method for managing the project, then your state of your mindset is already growing or renewing or transforming, because you are showing us that yes, there is system in place, there is policy in place. Yes, we can go through the guidelines that has been set about, but we can do more than that. So we think outside the box. And while you are coming out of your comfort zone of how you are operating in any healthcare, you are also researching, observing, and willing to learn, to keep learning consistently. And that is how you are applying this agile method. So what is this agile project management in healthcare as well? Agile management in healthcare involves applying agile principles and practices to the planning, the execution, and monitoring of healthcare projects. I would like some of you to open your camera because it looks like I've been treated like a radio just speaking. Do you know that I can just switch off and stop the teaching anytime from now? Because all what I can see is names. We can do better than that so that I will know that you are really in the class. Don't treat online training as just another way of showing off, be on the background doing something else. How can you learn if you are not listening attentively? You can't tell me as you switch off your camera, you are really sitting down there and writing or listening or learning. Some people might be using that time to be cooking in the kitchen. Some people might be doing other things. But it's not enough because a heart, you cannot be divided. When you divide your focus, then you will lose out the important information that you need to act on. So it is very important that you open your camera. I'm not going to repeat that statement again. But guess what? I have every right to stop at any time. Okay. So, like we're saying, agile management in healthcare involves applying agile principles, the practices to the planning, execution, and also monitoring of healthcare projects. So you need to plan. You also need to execute what you've planned. And not only that, you need to monitor it. That is why I think agile project management is one of the best, to my own opinion. So agile focuses on iterative development, continuous feedback, and cross-functioning collaboration. Okay. So again, it embraces change and values individuals and interactions over processing and tools. A key aspect of agile Maybe I didn't pronounce it well, but let me spell it for you. Agile. Agile. Because if something is the best, then you need to know the right spelling of it. You can Google it, you can research it, you will learn more. So it's a breaking down of the project into smaller, manageable components known as user stories or tasks, fostering a more flexible and iterative approach to project execution. So number one, you break it down. And when you are breaking it down, you are trying to gain a better understanding of the project that you want to carry out. And when you now break it down, that is then it gives you the ability to be able to plan the steps you need to take. You need to set your goals, what you have to do first and what you have to do later. So you break that project you break it down. Right, okay, what do I want to achieve after this project? What exactly do I want to use as my findings after carrying out this project? What will be the best result from this project that I'm about to embark on? And then the second one is you execute the plan. So you plan it first, you get a better understanding of what you really want to do, you get the motion going, the lane or the path that you want to go on to carry on. Remember, there will be different ways of doing things. So the plan is what you are going to execute. But then you don't wait for it to finish before you start doing anything. You need to now, you've execute it. Now you need to monitor what you are doing. Am I still on the right track? So you need to assess that. You need to evaluate that. What I'm trying to achieve, am I really on the right track? So you need to monitor how you are carrying out that project. So you need to assess it, you need to evaluate it. So let's move on. Then another thing I want to add, I hope you've understood that Agile project management. Another thing I also want to, because as an administrator, you need to have all the knowledge of all these principles so that even you are working with a director, as I was working with director as a PA. So I'm the one in charge of all those reports from the project being carried out. So imagine if they give me their reports and I don't understand the background of the project or the kind of style they're using or method they're using. I might be confused. And imagine if, because I'm the one to now report to the director after me putting all these things together, typing it properly, I'm the one to now now to report to the director. So if I don't get it right, I might be transferring the right information, incorrect information, incomplete information to the director. If I don't understand what they've sent to me, then how do I want to comprehend it as an administrator? And that's the more reason why we need to understand the method they've used, how they've planned or their plans, how they've started executing it, because really people will be reporting to us of the steps they are taking. So another one is PMO in healthcare. a project management office. So you might see that acronym in any of whatever they're doing. So if they say, for example, we've submitted our report, we've submitted what we're doing, we've submitted this to the PMO, then ask yourself, what is PMO? So PMO is a project management office in healthcare, and is a specialist organization coordinating and managing initiatives to ensure the best positive result. They manage your report. They coordinate, they manage the initiatives. Probably they are the one also to ensure you have the right, appropriate funding for your project. Because if there is no funding, you can't carry out any project. So they might be in charge of the funding. So the PMO serves as a central point for project initiative, the planning, the execution, the monitoring, and closing, ensuring seamless management from start to the beginning. From the start to the finish point. So they are in the place. Yes, I work for the director. The director is the overall. But under director, we have the PMO. And then we have the project managers. I hope we are getting it. So what is project management then? Remember, I said yesterday that I am presently still working with NHS part-time, and at the same time, I'm gaining more information. So what is project management in NHS? I think I've mentioned, I've explained what NHS is the healthcare sector that governs all the hospital, healthcare, homes, and everything to do with health. NHS is the government that is in charge of that. So NHS project managers set up and lead projects that are vital to patients' care, being of the highest possible standard. It is their responsibility to make sure that we are given the best health services, health care services to our patients. So what is the project life cycle of a hospital? Yes, I can mention hospital, but we have various places of healthcare. We have nursing home, residential home, we have daycare, we have even the nursery, the schools, nurses, we have pharmacists, we have doctors, we have psychiatrists. They are all still under the umbrella. So the essential project cycle stages include, I hope you're writing, initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and closure. But for small projects, these steps can be organized, managed, and executed informally. If it is a small project that you are carrying on, you don't have to elaborate. It could be integrated within the planning, execution, monitoring it, and the closure. But you are doing something. And you have to be in line of the legislation of the country. You have to be in line with the policy and the procedure of the organization you work for. So what are the 5 basics of project management? I keep repeating myself because I want you to get it. I'm sure that all our great lecturers have already mentioned this several times. I'm trying to check the time. That is why, if not, it's supposed to be an interactive. This kind of teaching, if not because it is Sunday evening or Saturday evening, it should be 2 hours where I'll be able to ask you questions, because when I ask you questions and you are responding, you are getting better understanding of what you are learning. When you are involving in any teaching, because what you understand in this particular topic is what you will apply. So if you wasted all your 5 days, every evening, learning, and you didn't get any understanding of what you've learned, it's a waste no time. Like I always say, certificate is just a proof that you attended that course. But when you apply what you've learned, is what will earn you money. Like they said, information is free or cheap. I don't know how much they are charging you for this, but I know it's not going to be up to $100, not even $50. I know for sure, because Dr. Lonson is trying his best to make it more, reasonable for you to be able to attend. This kind of diploma courses, if you want to do it somewhere else, can cost you more money. That's why I said information is cheap or free. But the application of that information is what is worth, is what you need to your next level, is what will bring money to you. It's what you will go from one level to another and earn money. It's what will promote you. It's the application of the informations that you've heard, that you have stored in your mindset, that will work for you. We determine the level that you will be. We determine the speed of your journey. So we are not here to waste your time. And you are not here to waste our time. You have great leaders, great teachers that have been teaching you since Monday evenings. So if you can invest your time and your money for information, and you gain a better understanding, and you apply it into your life, into your leadership, then the sky is not limit. Okay. Like I said, I don't teach like others because I'm not a lecturer, I'm not a teacher. I'm an inspirational. So while I'm talking, I'm giving you all these principles which you've already known. I'm also trying to add my inspirational nugget of wisdom for you to get the better picture why you are studying, why you want this diploma, how this diploma, these informations you are gathering now, how is it going to help you and help your career? That's where I am. Like I said, it's just an ice on the cake. So let me recap this. What are the 5 basics of project management? Initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, and closure. Let's move on. Well, I welcome Dr. Ambassador Motola. Welcome. Okay, let's move on. Again, I think I've mentioned this. What is the life cycle in the healthcare? life cycle in the healthcare. The patient life cycle in healthcare generally consists of 4 main stages. If you have pen, you can write it down, because not everything you grab, but there are some key issues. That is why this evening, when I started, I wanted many people to write what they've learned, what they know about my project manager, only 2 or 3. So everything you've learned, you need to go back to it and study it and gain better understanding. The teachers, the lecturers will not give you everything. So get a better understanding is for you to study. So the patient life cycle in healthcare generally consists of 4. Number 1, engagement. If you want to plan a project about the patient's needs, then you need to involve them. Then you need to involve the stakeholders. Then you need to involve any other person. Involvement. For example, you want to do something for me. If you don't know me, how will you know what I need? How will you know how I want to be developed, to be cared for? So engagement. And then the second one is treatment. How are you treating your patients? Or how are the healthcare treating their patient? Because the work of the project manager is to go around, go to schools, hospitals, healthcare, residential homes. So they need to move around. They don't have office as such. For example, like myself, when I used to work as a PA to the director, you hardly see them. They don't come to the office because they are in a mission. They walk around. And wherever they are, they can email me. They have their iPad, they have their phone, so they can email me and report to me. So they don't stay in the office. They are in the mission. They are in the field. So they go around the hospitals and other things so that they will watch what they are doing there and see how they can improve. First of all, they first of all take all the challenges that they are facing, all the things that need to be improved. So they go around. So the work of an administrator is to be ready to gain information from all these our project managers. So that's why I said engagement. And then the second one, treatment. The third one is follow-up. And then the final is disengagement. So it's like a circle. It started from engagement to treatment, from treatment to follow-up, and from follow-up to back to disengagement. Engagement is the first stage of a patient life cycle. It is generally referred to the process of getting patients to seek out and receive healthcare services. Like I said, if you don't know me and come closer to me and ask me some questions and watch what they're doing to me, you won't be able to bring ideas of how to improve the services. That is why, as an administrator, also even presently, there's something we call feedback from the patients. So that means once they are ready to be discharged, we give them the iPad for them to fill the feedback form, the evaluation. How are we doing? How well are we doing? And when each patient has done all those things, they store it. And then we go through everything to see how well we are doing. And where is the area of our improvement? Where can we improve with our services to our patients? These are also part of the duty of an administrator. Okay, let's move on. There's also another thing I want you to bear in mind, and that is the big three in project management. Three, very important. The scope, the cost, and the time for every project manager. These three things they are very, very important. The scope, the cost of how you're carrying on executing your plans, and the time you are using to carry out those projects. The scope, what exactly do you want to achieve? What are you looking for? How are you going to go about it? The project management triangle is made up of three variables that determines the quality of the project: the scope, the cost, and the time. This triangle demonstrates how these three variables are linked. If one of the variables is changed, the other two must be adjusted in order to keep the triangle connected. So you can't break your focus from the scope. You also need to know your budget. Also need to know the time that you want to carry out this project, because there is always a time scales. It's not all along. And these are the informations that the administrators need to see, so that by the time he's compiling all these informations, he will be able to present it to the director to see. Director has no time. They are the high rank. They don't have time. So, but when you pass all these informations to them and they read through, then they might be in the position of either we need enough time or we need enough funding for this project. Or they might even say that, oh, maybe that project is too big for one person to handle. So they might want to employ more project managers. So they make decisions. Thank you for listening. Another thing I also want you, I think I've mentioned it before, but let me see if I can. What is the role of PMO in a hospital? If you can write quickly on the chat box, what is the full meaning of PMO? Quickly on the chat box. Let me see that you are not sleeping on me. I know it's Sunday night. Quickly, PMO in the hospital. What is the full name of PMO? And if you can also tell us one or two roles of a PMO. Quickly, 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 quickly. Yes, project management office. I say something about that. Project management officers that works in the office. Oh, yes. So please, write quickly. What do you mean? I mean, what kind of job are they doing? What is their job, what are they doing in that office of PMO? And what is the job of project management officer? Quick. Thank you so much for responding. I really appreciate you. I appreciate your time. You are with me. I'm grateful. So what is the time? Quickly. Okay. So thank you so much, Prince Ave, Daniel, Popola, Marvelous, Faith, Oluwayemi, Ambassador Agnes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, please continue to type something. We are all here together. I want to learn from you, and I believe we are all learning together on this project. I can see another new person joining us today in the name of Glory Lonson. I'm going to guess that that is our first lady in the house. Yes, quickly. Okay. So what is the role of PMO in the hospital? A project management officer in healthcare plays, I think I'm jumping now. Yes, plays a vital role in driving organizational success, improving patient care, and ensuring compliance with the regulations. Thank you, sir. A PMO is responsible for the overseeing the project, establishing the standard, providing support to team, monitoring project, managing portfolios, and alike. Oh my God, Cecilia, you should just take over this lesson here today. Amazing. You see, I'm learning. Role of a project manager from Popoola. They ensure there is appropriate funding for the project, coordinate and manage reports in the office. Oh, yes. So you just, you just nailed the point there, because this is what we do as an administrator to make sure that all these informations are being passed on to the director. The PMO provides project training support in the hospital. Wonderful. Dr. Ambassador Motala, thank you so much, ma'am. Yes, a peer is responsible to the maintain and supervise project management. Excellent. In fact, reading all these things, I think you've done the job. I don't need to teach more, really, because I've got some great scholars here. Thank you so much. Right. And then Faith, thank you so much. PMO is responsible for maintaining, supervising project management standard. Yes, Daniel has the name project management officer states. This means that they are to oversee major concern, such as making standard, evaluating, ensuring that there is appropriate funding and administrator. Oh, yes, we also need to be paid. It's not free of charge as an administrator. Because without us, there will be no intermediary between the director and the project managers or officers. Okay, thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you so much, Gertrude Chikata. Wow. I'm amazing. I'm so glad that I'm learning also from you, because all these your comments, when I finish all my teaching today, I'm still gonna be saving all these comments and also learn from you all. Thank you. Okay, let's move on. So what is the role of PMO in the hospital? Thank you so much, patients. In the broader sense, project managers are responsible for planning, organizing, directing. Thank you so much. What is the role of PMO in the hospital? The nuclear magnetic resonance, NMR, surgical laboratories investigate biomedical problem related to mechanism underlying the significant medical paradigms, includes neoplasia, injury, inflammation, infection, and stroke rehabilitation. Wow. So these are the focus. Okay, let's move on. What does project manager system means in healthcare? Like I've said, PMS, the system, is software that helps healthcare practices with billing and administrative tasks. Sometimes it might come to a stage, especially when we are applying all this AI and we're entering into full-fledged of technology. This system also works in a big firm. I'm not saying that the local ones, the small firm cannot apply, but it depends on the funding they have. So if they don't have enough money to operate this system, then they can still do it manually. and we are always ready as administrator to help them out. Meanwhile, even with this system of a practice management system, there is still human being that needs to operate it for you guys. Because you can't be carrying out with your projects and have enough time to be working on the system. It can be frustrating. It can be overwhelming. So that is why you still need an administrator to help you out. Maybe I'm selling myself now also. When I first saw this topic, I said, oh my God, Dr. Lonsing, I don't know anything about this. And then I sat down and said, what am I doing in the way I'm working now or where I've worked? Is that not what I'm doing? So that's why you're getting the practical, because I have involved in all that. So a practical management system, or PMS, is software that helps healthcare practices with billings and also administrative tasks. It can be used to schedule appointments, track patient records, and process insurance claims, which I am also using this system at the moment. So if you go for a job interview and they ask you, what do you mean by practice management system? Or they won't call it that way. They will say, what do you mean by PMS? Because as a project manager and as a healthcare worker, you need to know these, what do we call it now? All this methodology, all this acronym you need to know. So if they ask you, what is it about? Because they might even say that, do you know how to operate this system? So like I said, 1 hour is not enough to teach you all these things. And apart from that, this is just the theory. If you really want to apply for it then, and you want to be in that situation, then you need to learn. The administrators need to learn how to use PMS. You need to learn how to use it. It's a hot cake. Because remember, we are all entering into this AI business, this technology. So the time is coming when you can sit down in your home and be working for a bigger firm once you have this system in place. So bear that in mind. Okay, so we need to move on. Okay, how to become an NHS project manager. We are now coming to the end of this teaching. How to become an NHS, or whatever you call it in Nigeria, Liberia, South Africa, in Africa, or anywhere. But we call NHS here in UK NHS because it governs all the healthcare sector. So now the question is, you want to become what? You want to be a project manager? You want to be an administrator? Or you want to be a director? It has to come from within, what you want to become. Then the second question is, why do you want to become the director, the project manager, and any other services, any other position in healthcare? Why? Then the third question is that your limiting time and limiting dreams? Because some people will just say, I just want to be a cleaner. That's their plans. But you can become a cleaner, and if you develop yourself, you can reach the position of a director. It depends on what do you want, who do you want to become, and why do you want to reach there. Okay. So on this note, here in UK, you don't have to have a big certificate. That's the good part of it. I don't know if Nigeria or Liberia. But here in UK, if you just started with GCSE, what do you call it in Nigeria? Y.Y.C.I, GCE, or standard, or I don't know what they call it now. During our own time, we use GCE or Y.Y.C. So you can start from there. So with a moderate to high grade of GCSE, your numeracy, your literacy, and the ability to comprehend and to understand what has been said or what you are seeing, and then the work experience. Any work experience we do, because it's just the same principle. For example, if I can take care of my family, it's an experience. If I can manage the finance in the house, it's an experience. If I can multitask, it's an experience. It's how you get it and apply whatever experience you have to the healthcare sector. So you can join the NHS at an administrative level and work your way up into project management. You just have to get more training. In fact, not even as an administrator, you can enter NHS as a lead, as a cleaner, and work yourself up. I told you yesterday, I've seen few people, they started as a cleaner, and now they are qualified nurse. And some of them push themselves again to become even the bed manager, ward manager, matron. And some of them move themselves to director area. But you need to know right from the beginning, what do you want? How do you want to build your career? Don't shy away from starting from the beginning. Even if you've already got a first degree, first class, from your first degree. Don't shy away. For you to start from the beginning. Start from a low state and build yourself up. 2 years ago, there's one particular young man from, I think it's from Ivory Coast, that used to work in our kitchen. You know? And then as time goes on, he's working hard and he's studying, working hard and he's studying. And amazingly, when he now said, oh, I'm about to leave the job, I said, why? He said, Madam, I've been building myself up studying. Up to which level? Up to PhD level. And he was just working in the kitchen. So I said, okay, what kind of job do you want to do now with your degree level? He said, I want to start with project managing. I said, of course. Everything you've been doing in that kitchen, managing this, managing that, it's your experience. And nobody can tell you off from that. So now he's now the project manager. In fact, senior project manager in NHS. He started as a cook in the kitchen. That is where I come in from. I mean, that is where I'm standing for every one of you. That you can have a big dream, but you can still start from a lower part and develop yourself to the higher level. Because why? The greatness is in you. And why? Because you can do it. And yes, you can. So like you were saying here, just literacy of GCSE, you start, and it's not too late to start from the beginning. My pastor said one day, he said, even if you start your first degree at the age of 50 or 45, something like that, do you know that by your 60th birthday, you can be holding a PhD certificate? Because if you have your first degree at the age of 50, then you enroll yourself for masters, then you finish up the masters. Let's assume that maybe your PhD, you have to go through so many seminars and research and other thing. So maybe another 5 years or 6 years, because some people, They have to go through it for 6 years, 5 years, not honorarily. Honorarily is different from degree. If you're going to have a degree, PhD, then you need to study hard. Honorarily is just to honor you that you are doing well in your field. And they acknowledge you and then they honor you to, for what you've done. But when you want to study it and become a doctor or PhD holder, then you have to go through 6, 5 years, 4 years. And another thing is this. For example, you have a degree in, let's say you have the degree in social work, or you have the degree in economics, or you have a degree in chemistry, or even fine art or history. It doesn't limit you. You can decide, oh no, I want to change my career. Here in UK, if you have the first degree in any specialty, when you go to university and say, I want to change my career and I want to do another degree, you don't have to start from the scratch, because they believe that your first 3 years that you have gained your degree in your any other subject, you've know the formularity of the university already. So you have 3 or 4 years degree in your first degree. They might tell you that, okay, you want to do another course entirely that is different from what you, they will tell you, go to the second level. That means 200 level, they call it in Nigeria. They won't tell you to start from 100 level. So that's another chance. So you can have a degree in law and still have a degree in, degree in chemistry. You can have a degree in chemistry and still become a son in Nigeria. Go through the law, school of law and other things, law school. It depends on who you are and what you want to develop for yourself. So like we're saying about this project management, maybe some of you have already have degree in pharmacies and you've been looking for a job for a long time and you didn't get it. And then you want to dash, launch out to project management. You can. You can. And that's why we're saying it from here that for you to join the NHS, if that is where the job is at the moment, you change. You have to adapt yourself to change. So you can join the NHS at the administrative level. And from there, you build yourself up. Very important. So again and again, I'm just going to remind you again and again, what is the role of a project manager in healthcare? Just again, to recap, healthcare project managers analyze and coordinate the schedule, timeline, procurement. I know you've done something about procurement, staffing, and budget of a product or service on a per project basis. Lead and guide the work of technical staff and may serve as a point of contact for the clients or customers. This is also very important. Let me tip this into it. What are the 4 C's in project management? 4 C's. I'm sure some of our great leaders this week have taught you. For me, I'm just reminding you. The 4 C's are communication. Communication is very important. The second one is collaboration. When you are working on projects, communication, collaboration. The third one is commitment. You need to be committed to it. It's not one-off. And the fourth one is compassion, because you are managing the project that will save lives, that will save our patients, that will add more quality, valuable services to how we are taking care of them. If you just got that, very important, please chat it on the box. 4 C's in project management. Quick. Let me see who is not sleeping. We are going to round up very soon. So let me check up. I wonder those people that just join in what they want to learn, because I'm not releasing any slides. You are here to learn. Thank you so much, Prince. Communication, collaboration, commitment, compassion. Time will not permit me to really to elaborate on this. Thank you, Popola. But that will be a duty for you to research more about it and know it. Very important. If you're going to go into this line of project management, you should know how to communicate effectively. You should know how to collaborate with others, because your knowledge might not be enough. What you know might not be enough. So you need to borrow minds of others and work together. Then commitment. Commitment is the key. If you are not committed to what you are doing, you are just wasting your time, because you know see result. Whatever you are doing every day, consistently, will definitely grow. And then the last one, show compassion. Be passionate of what you are doing, because you are looking for ideas that can improve healthcare. So be compassionate about it. Be compassionate with your people you're working with, even the patients. Whatever you wish others, others will wish you as well. Whatever you can wish yourself, wish it for others. If you want good health care, then wish others to have good care, good health care. If you want to live a comfortable life and still enjoy your healing process, then bring ideas that will help other patients. Very important. And if you're an administrator like me, be willing to go extra miles to support the project workers, project officers, and also to support your PA to the highest level, knowing that you are the intermediary between the projects management or managers or the project managing officers, between them and your director. You are the link. You are the one in the gap. So be willing to go extra miles to support the project managers, officers, and also your PA. Because you are the value, even if they're using, like I said before, even if they are using the system, time is a factor there. The system they're using can either add value or not. It can speed them up or slow them down. So they still need your services. So pat your back and say, pat yourself at the back and say, yes, I'm very valuable to healthcare. Whatever situation you find yourself, even as a cleaner, know that the patient cannot come and clean for themselves. And the director will not come down to the level of cleaning the office or even the food that you are cooking to give some of our patients appetites, to be strong to face what they are facing if they have to go through the surgical. So you are unique. You are special. And that is not your bus stop. You are going through. It's just part of your journey. If you determine to move higher, God will back you up. If you determine to raise your level, God will support you. Another thing I want to add to the C's, 5 C's of project management. Okay, thank you so much for those that have responded for the 4 C's, so that everybody, some people can catch up with that. Then the other one is the 5 C's of project management. Complexity, you have to be complex. Critically, you have to be the person that think critically. Compliance to the legislation, to the policy of the organization, the procedures, and other things. You have to, every action you're taking must be compliant. It's not a matter of, yes, you have your own idea, but you have to lie in line with the policy of the organization. You don't just say, oh, this is how I want to do it. No, they are paying you. Yes, you can have an idea, and you can also transport your ideas to them, to let them understand that this is another way you want to add to this project management. But everything still needs to be compliant to the legislation and even to the law, to the policy and procedure of the organization, especially in healthcare. And then the next one is culture. Because remember, we are all different. We come from a different backgrounds. That's why we can embrace diversity. You that is the project manager, you go into the hospital to check out what you are trying to research. And at the same time, you will find that you have in that hospital Asians, Africans, British, Americans, and many, many more. So your project that you are going to embark on must suit everyone, not a particular culture, not a particular set of people, but everyone. So you need to get better understanding, because say, for instance, if you're working in healthcare, you should know the culture of those patients. Like they taught us that we have to know the culture of the Asians, the culture, so that at least when you are doing something or you are raising some ideas up, you don't left them out. There should be inclusion. Very important. Take, for instance, when we talk of food, you are not going to give the same food that you are given to a Christian background. You can't give that one to a Muslim, because there's something they call Allah. And at the same time, some people cannot eat pork. So you can't give them and force them to eat pork. So that's just an example. Some people as well, because of their culture, a male nurse cannot take care of them. So they have to put it in writing. Some people don't mind, but some people are so cultured that you have to abide by their taste. You are there to save life, and at the same time, you have to be mindful of their culture. And then the last one, compassion. Now, quickly, let me see those who caught that. 5 C's of project management. Can you please write on the chat box? Oh, thank Cecilia, you're really waiting for me to ask that, eh? Okay. And this is the framework. This provides a comprehensive framework for success in today's business landscape. So like I said, whatever you've learned today can be applied to any sector. As I'm rounding up, let me see. Okay. As I'm rounding up, let me just give you this. What are the 5 P's? It's only 2 people that responded to the 5 C's of project management. So I believe others will do. Okay, the next one, maybe the final one. What are the 5 P's of project management? Everything we've said so far for the past 1.5 hours is down to these 5 P's. If you can listen, if you listened to me right from the beginning, what are the 5 P's? Number 1, plan. Number 2, process. Number 3, people. Number 4, possession. And number 5, profit. I won't be able to emphasize or elaborate that, but if you get those 5, please write it on the chat box. Okay, so to finish up today, because I won't be able to, I'll just tell you two things quickly, and then I'll finish up. What are the 7 steps of project management? Define your goals and objectives. Set success metric. Clarify stakeholders and roles. Set your budgets. Align on milestone, delivery, and project dependencies. Outline your timeline and schedules, and then share your communication plan. Okay. So, and then if I may ask, somebody should text quickly. I'm not going to mention it, but you know it already. What are the 7 project management life cycles? If you can write that quickly so that you can remind us all. I said number 1 is initiation. What is the number 2? What is number 3? Or maybe I can just add it because I think I mentioned 5 or so. Maybe I will just quickly do it and then you can grab it. The 7 project management life cycle are initiation. No, first of all, yes. Initiation, planning, product selections. It could be medication or the tools that you're going to use. Execution, monitoring, control, and closure. Some of them are new from what I've said, but I believe that this extra 2 is very important as well. Thank you so much, Christine. Thank you, Kristen, Ambassador Kristen is saying, thank you so much. Finally, what is the hardest part of project management? I think I should give you that because in anything you are doing, there will always be challenges. But as long as there is challenges, there is also a solution. There will always be a problem. So 10 project management challenges and how to conquer them. I might not be able to say how to conquer them, but if you've listened carefully on this program today, you will be able to pick up 1 or 2 from what we've said, especially my inspirational nugget of wisdom. So what are the 10? Let's see. Inadequate skills for the project can be a challenge. If you don't know what to do, if you don't train yourself, if you don't get the right skills, so it can be inadequate. Lack of accountability, not knowing what to do, your job, your roles, the meaning, why you are doing what you are doing, what you want to achieve. And nobody is responsible to you. You are not responsible to anybody. Improper risk management. What kind of risks are you taking? Is it the right one? Not all the risks are risks that is suitable for you to take. Some risks you might be wasting your time. Some risks you might be risking your life on your job. So know the right risks. Ambiguous contingency plans that are not realistic. Poor communication. Because if you cannot communicate well, effectively, then you will struggle. Impossible deadlines. Set yourself with deadlines that you yourself cannot meet. You put yourself in distress and end up in depression, frustrated. Resource deprivation. And finally, lack of stakeholders' engagement. You need to learn how to engage. Very important. And sometimes out to even disengage. Okay, so I believe that I have done justice to this. There's another thing I want to add quick. What is the difference between PM and EMR? That is if you know the meaning of those two words, then you will know the difference. While EMR system, I think I've mentioned it before, is ideal for handling the healthcare aspect. PMS can be utilized on the business end of your medical practice. This means that all of their features and functions are different. So all EMR features are focused on helping doctors provide quality care to their patients. So the assignment I will give to all my great leaders and learners on this platform is go and research what it means, what PMS and EMR means, because there's no time to elaborate. We also have some other things that you can also look out for. We have something like PPM. What do you mean by PPM? Because as an administrator, you need to know all this. There's not enough time for anyone to be writing full. So you have to research it yourself. So when they say PPM tools, what do they mean by that? Means project portfolio management tools. And it's widely used in here. In NHS, police use it, councils, and other public sectors organizations, they use it. It is easy to use and has been designed by project management practitioners. Okay, so I want to quickly say thank you so much, Dr. Lonson Tom, for giving me this opportunity to share my inspiration and nugget of wisdom. And I also want to say thank you for trusting me to use your platform to exhibit any knowledge I have gained and experienced. And also I want to thank you again for calling me, even though sometimes I'm always busy, but I always find time to respond, not every time. May I also seize this opportunity to thank and express my gratitude to Daniel, Clinton, Afolabi, Gertrude, Cheta, Malison, Ambassador Agnes, Prince Ave, Ambassador Omotola, Patience, Yaza, Faith, Cecilia, and Adama for your time that you've spent this evening to listen to me, or for us to learn together, because I want to appreciate all those that have contributed to this, our training today. You make me feel welcomed. You make me feel I'm not alone. You make me feel I'm still learning, even though I am the focus of this teaching today, but I've learned from each one of you. And I also want to say thank you for spending this crucial time on Sunday evening when you're supposed to be relaxing with your family. We thank you for the sacrifice, commitment, willing to learn, to break free from ignorance, mediocrity, and also lack of understanding, to become a pioneer of greatness, especially in the areas of healthcare sector. I want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone. Oh my God. I tell you what, I won't be able because it's already 8:30. If you have any question, please go to your WhatsApp group. Type your questions there, and I believe your questions will be answered. The reason is that I don't like to delay any of you, because knowing that today is Sunday evening when we're supposed to be resting and we are here studying, I don't want to delay you any further, because tomorrow is another beautiful day that the Lord has made. It's Monday, and I believe that some of you will wake up in the morning to rush to work. So I don't want you to use this excuse of I was on online courses when I overslept and I went to work late tomorrow. No. So permit me to finish up today. Even though I notice Dr. Lonson have issues with the connection, but I'm going to delegate 2 people to speak on his behalf, and then we can end this program today. Ambassador Agnes, can you speak on behalf of Dr. Lonson?
Yes. Good evening, everyone. We are so happy. It's a pleasure to have Dr. Lucas giving us this training. She's experienced, like she said, she's a motive. She's not a teacher, but she's all in one because she had the experience and she giving us so much tonight, just one night. Like she says something about the courses. Yes, in America, this course would take you at least $3,000. I took a coding, I used to do medical coding. So I coded for hospital, I was a subcontractor. So I know exactly what she's saying in the medical setting. Communications, commitments, your attitudes, empathy, how towards the patients, all those things plays a major role in this sector. We appreciate you so much. Your time is priceless. We can never pay you for what you give us. You're a living legend. We say thank you. Welcome, everybody. And I hope everybody from Liberia, you see where I'm getting all my smarts from, huh? This is my mentor, my mama, Queen Africa. Thank you so much. Thank you. You are giving us so much. It's unbelievable. The class was just amazing. Thank you so much for everything. We appreciate. I hope everybody learn and can walk away with something, not just as a certificate, but with knowledge that will promote you, take you to the next level if you want to go higher. That's the start. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Agnes Fortune Cannon from Liberia, the ambassador at large of Liberia. We appreciate you, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us and speaking on behalf of Dr. Lonson. May I also welcome Dr. Ambassador Motola Shubawale. And after that, finally, I'm just going to welcome Ambassador Christian to do the closing remarks and probably a prayer, and then we end today. Please, I have not ignored your questions. Type it on the WhatsApp, and between now and the time I close my eyes to sleep tonight or tomorrow, I will answer your question, please. Okay, so Ambassador Omotola.
Okay, I would say good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever country you're watching Queen Mother for. Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, can you open your...
Yes.
Hello? Okay,
Yes.
you can hear me. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Can you open
I don't know what to say. No, I cannot open my camera. I'm having a flat battery at the moment.
Right, okay.
So that's it. Yes, all right. So thank you so much, Queen Mother, as I always fondly call you. You are not just a mother, you are an African queen to the entire world. You know, what I emulate about you is just that when you teach or when you facilitate with passion, and you take your teachings a bit, yes, bit by bit. You are not the kind of lecturers or trainers that rush things. You always make sure that we pay rapid attention, and that alone made you an outstanding speaker. Thank you so much. Thank you for your training. We really appreciate you. And I know all the participants, the learners, they are able to learn one thing or the other. Fine, have also done a project management course, but I do not have the full insights of it. But thank God I also joined and I've been able to have one understanding or the other. And you mentioned something. It's not about certification. It's about application. And mind you, you all are project managers in your house, in your place of work, in everywhere you find yourself. It's just the ability for you to be able to apply it in a rightful source, make you a project manager. On behalf of the organization and the entire learners, Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas Afolaolu from UK, we are saying thank you, Ma, for all you do. Thank you so much, Ma.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ambassador Omotola Shoboali. Appreciate you. I appreciate Ambassador Agnes. And now, finally, can we hear from Ambassador Christian Oluchuku Userio? And please, after your remark, closing prayer, and then I'll just click the end of this.
Yes, get you some rest.
Yeah, greeting once more. On behalf of PCCF teams and the founder of PCCF, Dr. Lawson, we are so grateful to you, Queen Mother, for your time and your sacrifice all this while. You really pin it today because it shows that you're a mother indeed. We are so grateful to you for your knowledge, for the wisdom which you have imparted to us as your children. More grace to you, more strength on the work to impact life. Not only to impact life, you're working for humanity and also to God. May God reward you more abundantly. And for the participants and learners, continue to learn because we learn every day, and the learning is the process. We continue to learn, relearn, and unlearn because each day have its own chapter in our life. And may God bless us as we continue to learn every day in the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I can notice that, is that an hospital? Gertrude Carter, is that an hospital? I know she's busy over there. Oh, yes, I think it is. She's putting up her gloves. Miss Carter, well done. You're doing a great job there. We're just wondering if that is the hospital. Thank you so much. Yes, keep on doing what you are doing. Be consistent, focused, determined, and also be watchful. When I say watchful, you can think outside the box by thinking how that place you are working, how they can go from one level to another level and increase and improve by researching. You know, go out of box and not just working as a worker, work as a researcher and an innovator wherever you find yourself working. So on this note, I would like to say thank you once again. Thank you once again. It's 8:40. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. I'm clicking the button now on behalf of PCCF and Dr. Lawson Tom. Want to say thank you for learning with us. Thank you for increasing in your knowledge. And may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you for the rest of the week, for the rest of the month, and for the rest of the year. May you live long to fulfill your purpose and achieve your dreams and goals and aspirations. May the attitude, the good attitude, and the character flows with you to wherever you are going. And may you do well and reach your level that you have dreamed of. May doors of opportunity open to you, and may you shine your light in the world to see. May God bless you all. Bye.
Thank you.